Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing a what's new at the drugstore with some really exciting launches. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, first up is the new Tanologist self tanner. You guys know this is my go-to affordable self tanner. This is their new 1 hour express tan in extra dark. So what's new about this is that it actually has a color guard. So if you've tried their tanning water, you know it's clear, it looks like water. You can't see where you've applied it, where you haven't applied it. But with this one, there's a color guard, so it goes on kind of like a bronzy color, so you can see exactly where you've applied it and where you haven't. That's a good or a bad thing depending on what you like. I have mixed feelings because I kind of like that the original doesn't have a color guard because I can apply it and then go about my day and it doesn't have kind of the streakiness that a color guard can leave. But it is also really nice to know exactly where you're putting it. That's what's new about this one, as well as the shade. This is extra dark. Previously it only went to dark with their tanning water, and if you have more of an olive skin like I do, that might not have given you a deep enough tan, especially for the summertime. So I applied this last night for the first time, and I made some mistakes, like my hand right here looks a little crazy. My wrist could use some work, but overall I'm really happy with the color. I feel like it's a nice deep tan. Now the only kind of negative reviews that I saw about this were that it didn't give you a deep enough tan. It's called the 1 hour express tan, which if you put it on for an hour, it would give you a very natural tan, and it says a maximum of 4 hours. I slept in it, so it was on for probably 12 hours. And in order to get the color that I'm looking for, I don't think I could have just left it on for 4 hours. So this is gonna take a little bit more time. This also has hyaluronic acid and glycerin, so it's got some skincare properties in it, which is very rare to see from a self tanner. But at least my first impression of this is that it's spectacular. Very similar to Loving Tan. I have that tanner as well. I'm super, super impressed. Right, next up is a priming water from COVERGIRL. This is their Clean Fresh Skin Priming Glow Mist. This has rose water and vitamin C. It's supposed to brighten and smooth. Now, I've used this a couple of times and I have very mixed feelings. On one hand, I really like the mister. It goes on very evenly. I love how it makes my skin feel. It's like a refreshing, almost toner type of feeling. And when it dries down, it feels like it tightens my skin, and it really does make my foundation go on more smoothly. Now, on the other hand, it has that rose water smell, it has added fragrance, and it's a little bit too much fragrance. I've used it one time under makeup and it really didn't bother me. And then the next time I used it, I was like, you know what, the way that this made my skin feel, I just want to spray this on my face and go about my day. And I did that, and I kept smelling it all day long. So I feel like applying foundation over it kind of masked the smell. But when I used it on its own, I was like, whew, this is kind of giving me a headache. So mixed feelings on this. If you don't have sensitivity to fragrance, I think this is a really cool product. I think it makes a big difference. But if you do, pass on this one. All right, next up is the new Maybelline Green Edition Tinted Oil. Now, there's just the sound of it sounded really, really interesting. This has 84% natural origin ingredients, and the glass bottle is made with 20% recycled ingredients. It has jojoba and marula oils in it. Pretty surprised by the formula on this. When you hear tinted oil, I'm thinking of like argan oil, and there's a tint in it. Like, it's a straight up oil with a little bit of a color in it. So I was expecting for this to be just a greasy, oily mess, but it's not. You have to shake it really well. If you don't shake it, it comes out like an oil and you're like, okay, no. But if you shake it really well, it comes out more like kind of a thin foundation, and it has a really natural looking finish. It's a lot less dewy than you would think for a tinted oil. It feels really lightweight, and if anything, I think that the couple of dry spots that I have on my face, it highlights that just a little bit. So I would say this is gonna be best for kind of normal skin, maybe normal to combination skin. If you use just a small amount of this, it's a nice tint, and I wouldn't say it's any shinier than like a tinted moisturizer. So if the whole oil thing freaks you out, it's just got added oils in there, but it feels more like a serum foundation or a tinted moisturizer. All right, let's start with the Contour Wonder Stick. So I have mine in the shade Universal Light, and there are a lot of great shades. This went on really smoothly, especially on top of this foundation. I feel like this foundation just made the other cream products blend really easily. Went on really smoothly, it blended really easily. The packaging on this, you guys, is so bad. I wish it was the same product in a different package, because the packaging makes me not want to repurchase it. So here's how it works. You've got these little sticks on both sides, and you just kind of twist it up like a lipstick. And maybe this is just user error and other people won't have this same problem, but there's something in my mind that cannot make me close these correctly without ruining the product. I just have like this mental block. Okay, so you twist it up like a lipstick, right? And you don't want to twist it too far, because I did that on the other end with the highlighter. I think I twisted it up about this far. It's on my TikTok. And the whole thing broke off and fell. So you want to just barely twist it up and then apply the product. And then you have to remember to completely lower the product back into the tube before you put the top back on, which clearly I am having trouble remembering. So there'll be just a tiny bit out, and then I'll stick the top back on and it pushes down the product. So that's what happened to that side. That's already ruined. And then on this side, like I said, with the highlighter, ruined the top. And as you can see, this entire thing fell out the first time that I used it. And I really didn't push it up that high. It was like about this high. So this packaging is just, it's bad in my opinion. The product is good, it's super blendable. I've only used it a couple of times, but I've had really positive experiences with it and with the blush Wonder Sticks. So same thing on this one. I've accidentally shoved it back in there, unfortunately, but the pigment on these, the blendability on these is beautiful. Like I said, this could be a me thing, it could be my fault, but there were a few people on TikTok that commented that theirs also popped out of the tube. So I think it's faulty packaging, but it's a good product. So do with that what you will. You know, cream, contours, and highlighters are really coveted at the drugstore. They're hard to find, and these do blend really nicely. I just wish they were packaged a little bit better. All right, next up, I feel like we have more duds than gems this time, but it is what it is. Sometimes things just don't work out. And the next product that I've been playing around with kind of behind the scenes is these L'Oreal liquid blushes. Long story short, I do not like them. I don't think they have a whole lot of pigment. They disturb my foundation and mess with the foundation that I've already laid down. There's just too many other options. I think go with Flower Beauty, go with Milani, but these liquid blushes are just not my jam. However, I've only used this once, so I will keep you guys posted, but my first impression of this is really positive. This is the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. So it's that same kind of formula as their powder foundation, but in a bronzer form. This is a really buttery formula. It went on like silk. I want to put this through a heat test. I'll keep you guys posted on the wear time today in the comments, but this claims to be waterproof, heat-proof, sweat-proof. It's a little bit pricey, but if it does all of those things, I feel like it might be worth that price tag. All right, next up, Essence launched this Double Trouble mascara. What's really cool is that it's a dual-sided brush. So on one side, you've got those really short little rubbery bristles. On the other side, you've got the long, kind of like L'Oreal voluminous type bristles. So depending on what you like, you can use either side. You can also mix the two sides. So they claim that the short bristles will build the volume, really pack the product on, and then the other side will kind of give you that more feathery effect. I love that idea that they're kind of mixing mascara wands in one, because both styles definitely have their strong points, and not needing to pick between the two wand types I think is really cool. If you like a more natural mascara, a more wispy mascara, this might be a good one for you to try. It didn't pack a big enough punch for me personally. You guys know I love a lot of drama, a lot of volume with my mascaras, and this, no matter how much I built it up on either side, I felt like it just didn't get there. So definitely not a bad mascara. I think it's more of a taste thing, but it's not my style. All right, and that is everything that I wanted to talk through today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any of these products and what your thoughts were, and I will see you guys in my next one.